Here is the essential dilemma we all need to contend with. Everyone in business knows that innovation is critical to success in today's market and tomorrow's world. You read about it in all the business press. They talk about it in boardrooms and lunchrooms. There are all sorts of books and seminars about it. As a country, we point to ourselves as the innovators for the world and tell everyone in our organizations that we all have to be innovators. Okay, we get it. It's a big deal. So why can't you do it? Why can't companies consistently produce innovation? The answer is at the same time simple and complex. It is because the current common sense understanding of innovation limits our organizations in dangerous ways. Historically, we think that innovation only occurs when some wicked smart guys sit in a room and think of cool new ideas or stuff. This is like waiting for lightning to strike as a means for generating electricity. It may happen once in a great while, but it certainly isn't anything you can plan a future on. We have a completely different approach that makes innovation possible for companies all the time. That means it can be strategic and not just a lottery ticket. Let's start with a simple yet important distinction. Invention and innovation. They are not the same thing. Many people are afraid of even dipping a toe in the innovation water as they think they're expected to be a Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Henry Ford, or Thomas Edison. These are all brilliant men and they each invented something. That is to say, they brought something new into being. They changed the world by introducing something that was a complete break with the past. Before Edison, we had gas-burning lamps. He brought us light bulbs. Before Ford, we had horse-drawn carriages. Now we have cars. Before Jobs and Gates, we had typewriters, adding machines, and massive computers. Now we have desktops, laptops, tablets, and handhelds. They were all inventors, and those were inventions. An innovation is something different. An innovation is either an incremental or radical improvement to an existing product or process that produces a shift in the practices of a given community. Let's go through that again with a bit more detail. An innovation is either an incremental or radical improvement to an existing product or process. That means it doesn't have to be a big improvement to be an innovation or to be valuable. And it isn't about creating something new. In the realm of innovation, you're working with some product or process that is already in existence, and thus you are maintaining the continuity with the past. Why does that matter? Because it makes the process a lot less daunting to begin with. And to qualify as an innovation, it has to produce a shift in the practice of a given community. If it doesn't change anything in the way people interact with each other or move in the world, then it's just a good idea. Let's look at some simple examples of the distinctions we are making. Television was an invention. It was a complete break with the past, as before that the primary electronic media was radio. Color television was an incremental innovation, and we would suggest that the flat-screen digital TV is a radical innovation. The tape recorder was an invention. Again, it was a complete break with the past. The Walkman was an innovation. It was a radical improvement to an existing product. Phil Knight didn't invent the running shoe, but he certainly produced a radical innovation with the waffle sole, and thus was born Nike. You get the picture. Many of our great companies got started with an invention. The ones that stay great learn to innovate, and the ones that rested on their laurels and didn't develop competence in innovation are no longer with us. Which one is your company going to be, great or history? So, we showed you what an innovation is and how it is different from an invention. Now, why can't companies do it consistently? There's one primary answer. All of our current management practices work against innovation. Believe it or not, despite all the talk about how important it is, the biggest enemy of innovation is management. All of what we call modern management practices are relics of the industrial era. They were developed to be effective in the world of Henry Ford and the then emerging process of mass production. In that world, management was all about control, supervision, and standardization. What was to be avoided at all cost was disruption, surprises, and deviation, the very essence of innovation. Today, we have lots of technology at our disposal, but the fundamental thinking about the nature and practice of management hasn't changed, and thus in almost every company in the land, the biggest enemy of innovation is management. Why do you think companies have to resort to setting up skunk works? Little closed shops that are outside the bounds of the regular organization, because they are smart enough to know that the existing management structures and practices would kill much needed innovation. There is a simple 5-step process for consistently producing innovation that we at HP2 have developed and that a host of top-tier companies have used successfully. Watch the video and you will see the basic framework that makes innovation a predictable, reproducible process. Please visit us at humanpotentialproject.com and you can see for yourself the results we have produced for other companies. We offer free consultations to explore the possibilities for you and your company. Go to our contact page and leave us your contact info and we will promptly reach out to you. While you're there, don't forget to sign up for our e-newsletter so you can stay in the ongoing conversation about working in the new world.